So this is the first part of our self-management course. So self-managed for people with long-term conditions. So all our information is taken from this little booklet here, and this was put together by Legwit. It was just like, let's get on with it together. Association with Highlands and Islands University and the NHS. So today's subject is quite a short one, and it's recognising your own health and well-being. So anyone who with a long-term condition, it's vitally important that they understand how that condition affects them. So recognising your own health and well-being is going to be essential for you dealing with your condition on a day-to-day basis. So how your condition affects you is going to be completely individual to you. No two individuals are going to be affected exactly the same way with any one condition. It's vitally important that you get to recognise the signs of how your condition affects you. And this is going to allow you to start to deal with the condition a lot better. You get to know and understand your own health. You will learn to spot the signs early, and then you'll be able to do something about it. You'll be able to bring in your support team. So your team, like your friends and family and any health professionals that you're working with. Bringing your friends and family in early and letting them know what's going on allows them to understand how you're feeling. So part of how we deal with any long-term conditions, we have to express our thoughts and feelings onto others so that they can understand how you're being affected by your condition and how they can help you. So things you can look out for are, if we think about something like arthritis. Arthritis, there's various forms of arthritis, but a common thing to deal with arthritis is a flare-up. So suddenly you're going along, you're absolutely fine. Next day you're floored as if you've been hit by a truck. And this is what we call a flare-up. And the arthritis, how that'll affect you, the symptoms will be you probably get a fever. You may find that your joints are achy and sore, they're stiff, and lack of movement into those joints, and a lot of pain in the joints. You'll also probably find that you're fatigued, and fatigued to the point where it's very difficult to do anything. So if that's the symptoms of the flare-up, what causes those flare-ups? So too much activity on the day before can contribute to a flare-up. It could be things like changing the weather. So we all know, living in the west coast of Scotland, when the cold, damp weather comes in, anybody with arthritis, they tend to get affected by that. So that can contribute towards a flare-up. But it could be a change in temperature, change in humidity, those sort of things that can affect how your condition's dealing with you. Other things that could contribute towards is medication. Changing medication can contribute to a flare-up. Also getting an infection can also contribute to a flare-up. It could be things like stress, lots of stress, lack of sleep. That's going to trigger one, and also what you're eating. So too much sugar in your diet, too much caffeine, too much alcohol, typical things that are going to cause flare-ups. So these are sort of things that we start to recognise and be aware that when we start to see these symptoms happen, that we've got to sort of do something about it and deal with it. So things you might want to look out for are things like, how long does it take you to do a normal daily activity? So for instance, I'm in the bedroom, there's a bed. When you get out of bed in the morning, do you make the bed? And if so, how long does it take you to make that? So when you're feeling fine, it could be a couple of minutes and you've got the bed made. But you might suddenly find that it's taking you 5-10 minutes. So that might just be a little indication that something's about to change. What's your appetite normally like? So keeping a wee note of your appetite and how that changes, how that affects you, is possibly an indication that you've got some sort of change coming, and therefore you'll be able to prepare for it. How well you're able to concentrate, as your concentration levels changed, and also how about your decision making? As decision making becomes difficult, things become a bit blurry. You're not too sure how to deal with your daily decision making. So understanding all that information, then you can start to put together information that you can pass on to your health or care team, and also, as I said, passing on to your family, and that's going to help you manage your condition. So within this little booklet, they've got a toolkit knowing your symptoms. So in here, they've got it's important to understand your condition. Part of this is about recognizing your symptoms. When you are well and when you are becoming unwell. So recognize the difference between being well and being unwell. If you know you have a certain feeling or symptom indicating your condition is worsening, it is worth recording this and trying to remember it. Not all indications are medical, and it can be useful to have a record for your indications. That's what I've written on there. The first thing is think about how you feel when you're okay. So recording how you feel when you're okay is as important as recording how you feel when you're not okay. So within this, I'll hold up to you, they've got when I'm managing my condition less well, and we can think of that as the what. The action is if this happens, I will. And further action, the things are getting no better when I know I will. So we think of that as a what, the action, and then possible further action we need to do. On there you'll see that written, I lose my concentration and get tingles in my arms, legs and arms. The action to this is going to take some rest, drink more water, and then pace yourself. Pacing, we're going to go through this in greater detail later on in the course. If that doesn't work, then possible action to that would be to take time out and try and reset yourself. So you've got what's the what, the action, and the further action that you're going to do. So writing this down every time things start to happen is going to be really important for you to be able to pass on to your health team, how you're dealing with your current situation, and it'll give them a greater understanding of how they can help you and help support you. So that, as I say, is a brief introduction. That's the first one today, recognizing your own health and well-being. I'll be back with the next subject shortly.